What is up, everybody? It's your boy Slibbity Bibbity Bim 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 Bibbity Bim Bim. And I just wanted to give you a small update on, I guess, something that's none of my business. The Kickstarter reward for the Mr. Creepypasta comic book. The reason Vincent Vinacava tried to trademark the word creepypasta. The Kickstarter that offered human remains as a goal until I made a video about it and they took it down. I'm just giving you a background on why I'm making an update about this. The project that took, very, very long time to fulfill people's rewards while, people were going to UFC fights and things like that instead of, doing what they should for their customers who have paid them. Anyway, enough of that bullshit aside. I just wanted to give you an update about the motion comic that came out recently. The motion comic came out on April 7th of this year, just a couple days ago, as per the time of this recording. And yeah, it cost, I think, something like $8,000, if I'm correct. I could be wrong about some of these numbers because I haven't, I'm not going to go and read through everything detail by detail and, make my life about this. But I remember that they had the stretch goal of making a motion comic out of the comic book, out of one of the stories. And that stretch goal, I believe, was $8,000 more than what they were asking above. So, again, if I'm correct about the numbers, this is an $8,000 project, which is to take the the comic that was already produced, the comic book that was already drawn, colored, written, lettered, etc., to take that and animate it by having the panels shown sequentially on screen. Now we're going to take a look at this on, just quickly, we're going to take a look at this on the site just to show, basically what I'm talking about. So, yeah. Surprise! Surprise! So as you can see, it's basically
Andy?
revealing the panels sequentially.
Andy, what's wrong? Did you have a nightmare? Oh,
Yeah,
my
as you can
God.
see.
What?
Oh my God. Look at his rake. But yeah, so as you can see, it's basically moving the panels on the screen. Now, when I hear animated comic, I think more like actually animate them, have like movement in the panels and stuff like that. That's not this thing. I understand that this is a different thing, but I wonder how many people thought that's what they'd be getting. Just as a side note, just as an offhand comment, a tangential kind of thing. Not really important to this. But yeah, so this $8,000 to move the panels across the screen in, I don't know, whatever movie editor, and have people voice the lines. So, yeah, I don't want to come down really hard on anybody, but you can see featuring the voices of Raven Lavina, who's a fellow narrator, Little Ball of Giggles, I don't know who that is, Mr. Ray Honda, who's a Let's Play YouTuber, yeah, and Madame Macabre, who sounds like a creepypasta narrator with that name, but I don't see a link, so probably not. But, yeah, I don't want to come down too hard on anybody, but we've got to look through the comments here. Yo, that comic is really cool by the author, Vincent Vinacava, surprise, again, and loved by Mr. Creepypasta, again, surprise. But yeah, I mean, if you look at some of the comments on here, missed the channel of old, circa 2011 to 2012, good times with little subscribers but better stories. Damn, Google's voiceover sounds good. It just, if you... I don't want to go through and be like bashing specific people that I don't know or know anything about. But literally about to comment on her voice acting, and everyone in the comments is already doing it. It's... I don't want to bash people, but I can't help but notice that nobody's really happy with this. I mean, I don't understand it. I don't understand it, I guess. I'm just showing you guys the screen here so you know I'm not making up what I'm saying right now. Again, I don't want to bash people. I really, I just have to make note that this cost $8,000, supposedly, if I have the right numbers. Maybe more, maybe less, I don't know. Kickstarter backers, paid in several $1,000s to slide panels that already existed across the screen and have it voiced by Mr. Creepypasta and friends, and then people aren't even happy with the result. It just seems like kind of an odd thing. It, all avoidable, too, because, I mean, fuck, I don't know. It just, I don't understand this constant thing of people throwing money at someone who has a history of producing bad content. I'll just say that outright. Mr. Creepypasta has a history of producing bad content. And the reason he's popular is because he has the name Mr. Creepypasta and updated regularly with stories that people liked. And yeah, I mean, other than that, the content is what? It's basically sitting there and going, I walked into a house and saw that there was a plastic tree by the front door. The plastic tree seemed almost hyper-realistic. It's not... I keep going back to this, but you look at Chilling Tales for Dark Nights, and you may have interpersonal problems with the people who run Chilling Tales for Dark Nights, either, in Facebook comments or whatever, disagreements or what have you. But that's a production. That's a production. That's actually someone putting work into what they're doing. You look at Midnight Marinara, who I'm, friends with, so it's, a bias kind of thing. But, listen to Midnight Marinara. You've got actual production quality. And I know for a fact that David King of Midnight Marinara has had to redo things and has had, problems come up where it feels like the podcast is going to be late because he has to fix things. Something has gone awry, or something didn't come out the way it was intended, or something, needs to be sent in that hasn't been sent in yet for the show. And, that's somebody who is having, things they have to fix because they are putting work into the project, because they care about it. And meanwhile, you've got Mr. Creepypasta and people like that who mispronounce words, flub lines, start over on sentences, and don't edit any of it out. So it boggles my mind that people want to send thousands of dollars to be rooked like this. And again, I don't want to be rude to the voice actress. And I'll say this in order to maybe soften that a bit. I'm not saying that the voice actress is the cause of this. I'm saying that Mr. Creepypasta, Vincent Vinacava, these are people who value certain things above artistic integrity, if you know what I mean. And yeah, I mean, any project they're involved with is most likely going to be a half-assed, just rushed thing. I don't know. I mean, what is this? What is the purpose of this? As you can see on your screen, it is now speculation time. Speculation time means that we are going to speculate. This is not fact. This is not, any kind of declarative statement. This is just me wondering out loud. Okay, so with that out of the way, I wonder how many people were actually paid to be a part of this project. Of the voice actors and so on. I mean, does anybody out there doubt that at least some of these people were volunteers, where did the money go? I mean, the answer would seem obvious. Vincent Vina Cava. I mean, after all, Mr. Creepypasta has been doing motion comics for free for a long time.
Play fair! How are we ever going to solve the mystery of my missing money if you're missing half your face?
Stop, mister, please.
When my old man told me the story, he said that Scroogey finally grew a conscience. He didn't want the people around him to suffer because of the mistakes he'd made in his life.